For 300 seconds, I'm licensed battlefield guide Fran Feyock. By mid-June 1863, it was obvious to everyone in the North, and especially those living in Pennsylvania and Adams County, that Robert Edward Lee's army would probably land somewhere in the Keystone State. As his 73,000 gray-clad soldiers and 270 cannon rumbled towards the Keystone State, the emergency became so imperative that Union President Abraham Lincoln called for 50,000 additional volunteers to defend the Keystone State. He did this on the 15th of June, and no sooner had he finished than his good friend, Pennsylvania Governor Andrew Gray Curtin from Bellefonte, Pennsylvania, picked up Lincoln's cry. He stoked the flame to his fellow Pennsylvanians, ending with the impassioned plea, "It is for the preservation or our destruction that we must come together to defend the Keystone State." By the 17th of June, volunteers, filled with patriotism, pride, and the urgency to defend their homeland, were starting to respond to Curtin and Lincoln's cries for help. Adams County will send 57 students. Those students are in college here at Pennsylvania College, and I'm on the campus of Gettysburg College today, which back then was known as Pennsylvania College, and in fact, there were 3 buildings here in 1863. Only 2 of them remain. The one behind me, Pennsylvania Hall, was here in 1863. The 57 students, deciding classwork wasn't what was in their future, started to head to Harrisburg. They were joined by 4 students from the Lutheran Theological Seminary College and 22 people from the Adams County area. The 83 men from Adams County will form a company, Company A, and they will be assigned to the 26th Pennsylvania Emergency Infantry Unit. That unit will be commanded by Colonel W.W. Jennings, a Harrisburg businessman. Jennings will receive orders on the 23rd of June to proceed back to Gettysburg to defend the passes west of town and to delay the Confederates that may be moving this way in the near future. On the 24th, the Company A and the remaining of the men of the 26th Pennsylvania Infantry board trains and head towards the crossroads town of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Now their trip will be interrupted. The first enemy they'll run into is a cow that'll be on the track. The train strikes the cow, and although it was near New Oxford, Pennsylvania, just 6 miles away from here, the men decided that they would wait for the train to take them into Gettysburg. Now this happens on the 24th. We're pretty sure that they're going to take care of the cow on the 25th. Now, 100 of those men will make the trek to Gettysburg. They'll reach here on the evening of June 25th, but when the train arrives on the 26th with their remaining comrades, no sooner do they get off the train than they receive orders that they are to proceed west to Marsh Creek, and there they are to delay the Confederates now moving towards Gettysburg, Pennsylvania from Chambersburg. If you come to Gettysburg today, you'll see a bronze monument as you enter the town from the west of these soldiers as they march defiantly out to stop the Confederate tide from invading their homelands. With Jennings at the front, the men will reach Marsh Creek, again about 3 miles away from the center of town, and Jennings will have the men stop and he'll go to the next rise to take a look to see what is confronting him. And what is confronting him? Coming towards him are the vanguard of Robert Edward Lee's Confederate Army in Pennsylvania. The vanguard is led by a division commander named Jubal Early. Early is a tough fighter, and Lee refers to him as my battled man. Jennings takes stock of the situation with well-armed, well-trained Confederate veterans moving towards him and decides it'll be a better part of valor if they return to Harrisburg to fight. One of the members of the 26th Pennsylvania Infantry at the time writes, "We certainly didn't want to be into the toil. We were more than willing to join George Gordon Meade's army, but where was Meade? And how were we, untrained soldiers, supposed to ever defend ourselves against well-trained Confederates?" Jennings' men will do an about-face and head back to Gettysburg. As they do, their rear guard will be captured by Jubal Early and some more of their men north of the town. Early will enter the town of Gettysburg on the 26th of June, make demands for foodstuffs and shoes, incidentally. And before he leaves, he takes a moment to collect his new captured soldiers of the 26th Pennsylvania Emergency Infantry, gather them in town, and before he paroles them, he takes a few moments to publicly admonish them in the town square, telling them that they should leave the fighting to real soldiers and that they should go home till this thing is all over. The citizens of Gettysburg, Governor Curtin, and Abraham Lincoln certainly know now that Gettysburg, Pennsylvania could be well in the crosshairs of Lee's army moving north into Pennsylvania. On the 26th of June, they had a taste of what was coming with little to no bloodshed or injury. That will all change on July 1st, 1863. For 300 Seconds, I'm Licensed Battlefield Guide Fran Feyock. Thank you.